I returned to the UK in February of 2018, 63 years after I was sent away. I was sent from here when I was a baby, and as I grew up, I had little idea of where I was from and who my family were. The woman who took me into America, and I believed was my mother, told me of my Celtic heritage. She had told me that shortly after I was born, that she had taken me down to the seashore. There she had put a drop of sea water and a grain of sand in my mouth. She then lifted me high into the cold morning air, and I breathed in the morning mist, Mahannan's cloak as she called it. She did this so that I would forever be bound to the isle. I've been back to the isle of my birth several times now. Researchers have managed to piece together much of my family history, and I've been able to visit the places where they lived and worked. But there was still something missing. My birth had not been registered on the isle. When I first went to the Isle of Man, I met with the chief registrar, and it became apparent that there was a problem. And although everyone was concerned was satisfied that I was born in the Isle of Man, there was no legal way to add a name to the birth register after the first year. Red tape is a universal barrier. At that time, it was thought that a special law would be needed to introduce to register my birth. This is Tynewald Hill, where new laws are read out in an ancient ceremony on the 5th of July. Every time that I have returned to the Isle of Man, I did so in the hope that the Manx Parliament would have had the time to debate the issue and make the necessary changes to the law. The Manx Parliament is the oldest in the world, and I guess the wheels of justice can turn slowly. More years have passed. I contacted representatives of the House of Keys, and it was suggested I file a writ with the High Court as a way to make things move forward. I stayed in touch with the Register Office, and I know that they've done everything they could, but their hands were tied. Eventually, I filed the writ in November of 2021, and several months passed, but I still heard nothing. Then, surprisingly, there was a breakthrough. The first Deemster, the most senior judge of the High Court, had reviewed my case and pointing to an existing but obscure legal route that would allow for the legal registration of my birth. This was 5 days before my birthday, and the Isle of Man Registry Office asked me if I could get into their office by Monday. They said they would like to issue me with a certificate of my birth.
I need you to sign in box number 14 on the dotted line. Deep breath. How long have you been waiting for this moment?
All my life.
Yeah.
Hello, is that Mr.
I'll
Wiggins?
just sign it and make it official.
Mr. Wiggins, it's Alan here at the Civil Registry in Douglas. Hi there.
You don't know how
Mr.
much
Wiggins,
speech.
Charlotte was just on reminding me to give you a call this morning. We had everything sorted.
So many people
Confirmed
tried to make me
back
not
you.
exist for so many years.
So what I can do is if you're
I'm about to
available, I
lend
can
him the
book an
book
appointment
because
this
I
afternoon.
finished it a month or so ago. And he said you got
Okay.
another one.
Okay, would 2 o'clock be okay for you?
Well, I brought one.
Yeah, and you know where we are.
So that's it all done for you. It's got
Okay.
my name on it and it's all official.
Okay.
I've got, so you said you wanted 2. So
Well, I actually want 3.
All right, that's fine. I can print another one. So I know it's a bit cheesy, but we thought you like cheese, so you still get a welcome to the world.
Yeah, that's it.
It's got your name, your date of
Well,
birth.
well, now I had something I wanted to say to you guys.
Yeah.
You know, this has been a long,
So if you're walking down to
hard,
which is that main way,
arduous
you go down to
labor.
Prospect Hill.
but it's a boy! 68th birthday again. This is my 68th birthday. It was the best birthday present I could hope for. The rest, they say, is history. I never thought this day would come, but now I have my own place recorded in history. If future generations check the records, they will see I was born here on the 21st of February, 1954, and I am a Manxman. Man of the Isle, son of the sea, brother of the storm.